Oh, this never ends. This never ends. It is like time. It is an infinite loop. It's like the Human Centipede and the Human Centipede 2. It's a giant circle because it's something that we're always talking about it. It's something that always pops up. It's something that everyone gets excited about, and then people end up getting disappointed. But, you know, there's reason to talk about it. I guess there's reasons to talk about it, but yes, you see the stupid thumbnail with my stupid face on it. I don't know how to take a picture. That's why we take bad pictures like that, because I just do these thumbnails to make myself laugh. You see the title of the video and what we're going to talk about. This is the second video today. I just wanted to get this out there because I see a lot of other people talking about it. I'm not the first to talk about this, but we're talking about a revised Switch model. And why are people talking about it? Now, obviously, that's something you have to take into account here because, you know, you kind of risk a little bit of credibility when talking about a different Nintendo Switch model, especially in 2022, considering we've been talking about this stuff, you know, for years now. I obviously took a lot of egg on my face last year. People thought of me as like the Switch Pro rumor guy. I was just the dude that was relaying information to people. Places like the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg and stuff, they were the ones talking about it. I was just creating it in video form, but I understand why. People definitely were upset when the Switch OLED was announced, and me personally, I was a bit upset. Now, I do love the Switch OLED. I think the screen on it is great, but it wasn't that power jump. It wasn't that sort of, you know, good thing that could help propel Nintendo with the Nintendo Switch, because obviously there is a problem when it comes to the actual hardware of the system. Not the same problem we talked about in the video earlier from today. Make sure you guys check that out. But we all want something more powerful. We all want something that has DLSS technology, upscaling, to sort of keep up with the Joneses when you're talking about third-party games and just games in general, because the games medium is always advancing. But I was never the person that was sort of populating these rumors. I just talked about them. And that's what we're doing today, because evidently it's back in the news, you understand? And people are talking about it once again, you understand? There's videos popping up about it once again, you understand? I'm a gorilla like a throw in Manila, you understand? Listen to a lot of Juvenile lately, old school Juvenile, Cash Money taking over for the 99 and 2000. So let's talk about what is obviously going on here, why people are thinking something is going to happen, and whether or not I think something is going to happen, because it's some strange things here, some strange things. So looking at the basic timeline of the Switch system itself, you have to take into account that we've gotten really two revisions of the systems. Yes, there was the one that had the better battery life on it, whatever. We're not going to count that one in the mix because it didn't really affect like SKUs and stuff. It was still just your basic Nintendo Switch. There was the Switch Lite and the Switch OLED. The Switch OLED being the newest of the two. The Switch Lite came out, what, 2-3 years ago, something like that. There's something interesting about both of those systems that people are kind of connecting the dots a little bit with. Both of these systems were announced in the month of July. Okay, we're in the month of July now. You know, obviously, July's always come. July is known for my birthday month. That's really what we know it for. I guess there's some Independence Day stuff in here, but also, I guess Nintendo likes to reveal systems in the month of July. Oh, okay. Whatever. I mean, that's the reason. That's the reason why we think all this is happening, because Nintendo announces stuff in the month of July. That seems like a big reach, a big stretch. It's like Stretch Armstrong type shit, which I wish I could get my hands on, like a new Stretch Armstrong. I always thought that was really cool. Had one as a kid. One of the few toys I had as a kid that was actually sort of new and really cool. Bring back Stretch Armstrong. But there is something else with this. It's something that is, oh man, I don't know. So Nintendo, of course, has a YouTube channel. I'm sure you're well aware of that. They have millions of subscribers to it. I wish I had millions of subscribers, but whatever. You know, Nintendo, they're a little bit bigger than me. They're a bigger company, even though I own part of them with my shareholders. But Nintendo's YouTube channel just did something very strange, very, very, very strange, and something that I don't really think a lot of people can quite understand. They have privated 2 videos on the channel. Okay, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Well, the 2 videos they privated were the Nintendo Switch Lite reveal and the Nintendo Switch OLED reveal. Huh. Now, to me, that's weird. Okay, that's some straight up X-Files shit, because those videos are obviously very successful. When you private a video, you no longer make money on it. People can't see it anymore. I, of course, have these videos downloaded on my computer already, so I can just insert them whenever I'm talking about these 2 products. But they took these videos down off their YouTube channel and privated them. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? What is the reasoning behind this? Why would you, like, why? Why? As Jadakiss said, why? Because that does not make sense to me. And so, what does that mean? You know, let's go back to what we just talked about. The month of July, Nintendo talks about new hardware that comes out later on in the year, or potentially the early part of next year, and then now they're privating select video. So does this mean that, you know, I guess there's really two trains of thoughts that are going with this. And I've been talking with some of my friends, YouTube friends, about it. And there's two trains of thoughts. There's a Switch OLED Lite and then a revised Switch base system, this fabled Switch Pro or whatever. Now, people think it could be a Switch OLED Lite because of the fact that, well, you have an OLED, you have a Lite. A Lite can only be played in handheld mode, and let's be realistic, the screen on the OLED is absolutely fantastic, but that to me sort of feels like a smaller market, a niche market. Now, yes, they did take down both the Lite and the OLED trailer, so that would make sense, but I just don't feel like that's something that a lot of people would necessarily care about. It does kind of make sense, but let's be realistic. You should have done a Switch Lite with a better screen in it to begin with, because that's the system that's a budget system that you can only play in handheld mode. So while that is a possibility, you know, I'm not going to rule that out. Of course, there is the whole possibility that none of this is correlating to each other, and it's all just a big coincidence, although when there's smoke, there is a bit of fire. But that is a possibility, a Switch Lite OLED that, you know, has a better screen on it for a Switch Lite. Or could they finally be doing it? Could they finally be revising the Nintendo Switch model? Would they do that so close to an OLED? A lot of people say no. I say why not? I say why not? You didn't have to buy an OLED. Okay, you didn't have to go out and buy an OLED. There was no real reason to unless you play it a lot in handheld mode. Okay, that could be your portable Nintendo Switch if you're playing it in handheld mode, because there's really no point in, you know, not wanting to upgrade from that. There's been so many revisions to different systems as Nintendo treats their handhelds throughout the years. I mean, let's be realistic. Ever since back in the Game Boy days, you know, they've been revising the systems. You know, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Light, Game Boy Color, Game Boy this, Game Boy that, Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Advance SP with a better screen, Game Boy Micro. Like, there's tons of different revisions that Nintendo does with their handheld systems. And they're obviously treating this like a home console, but also a handheld system. So, we've come to the real question here. Is Nintendo about to announce something in the month of July as far as new hardware is concerned for the Nintendo Switch? Because obviously it's not going to be like a brand new system. They're not bringing the Nintendo 4DS out or anything like that, or another classic system. No. They would have to be doing something hardware related. Is that maybe why we didn't get a Nintendo Direct? Why did you take those trailers down? Why are you stockpiling resources? Why? Is it, like I said, do not go and run and say that this is concrete information. Do not go out there and assume that I'm saying this is concrete information. All I'm doing is presenting the information that is out there for you guys to digest for yourselves, for you guys to make a decision on. Because honestly, I can't make a decision. I can't say one way or the other. I think it's very peculiar. At the end of the day, I think it's very peculiar. I think something could potentially happen, but I'm not going to put all my eggs into one basket and assume that it is. But if something did happen, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't be super surprised by it now. You know, there does feel like you have this sort of perfect storm of elements. No Nintendo Direct, no sort of information from Nintendo themselves about their first party stuff. They did a third party Direct. In previous Julys, they have announced new hardware, and now they took these two trailers down. Don't shoot the messenger. All right, don't shoot. If you get mad at anyone, get mad at Nintendo. Because why are they being so secretive about everything? I don't know. I guess that's just what Nintendo does. So let me know in the comments section down below what you think of all of this. What are your thoughts on this? Is this just one giant coincidence, or is something happening in July? You know, industry insiders, they're sending their little vague tweets on Twitter and stuff, like hyping people up. I don't know, man. I don't know. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to give me your feedback in the comment section down below. Share the video around if you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Who knows? Maybe I'll make another video tonight. Maybe I'll just make like 7 videos today. Later.